So we have Algebra 1 review. We're going to solving variables on both sides, okay? If you struggle with just basic computation, there are quick little calculators in your basket, in your bags, if you want to have them out for what we're doing. The only downfall is that these calculators do require you to have a knowledge about negatives a little bit because there isn't a negative button on them. So there isn't. I couldn't find one. Which could possibly explain why they were on sale. But here we go. So make sure you're in a position to see the board. If you have vision issues, you can technically log onto the Zoom and you can have your computer out and follow along that way. But just make sure you're in a position to see the board. So first, to solve equations with variables on both sides, you can use the properties of equality and inverse operation, okay? Inverse operations means that we're basically doing PEMDAS backwards, right? Parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract, okay? Now, when you're solving, I like to call it SADMIP because you're gonna go backwards. You're gonna start off with, if there's anything I can add or subtract away, is there anything I can multiply or divide away? Then you work your way up, right? So, yeah, that's what we're reviewing. First thing, we're gonna talk about the 3 types of solution. You have a unique solution. What a unique solution means is that I have x equals a number. So x equals 2. There is an answer. It's only one single solution. So when you have x equal a constant, you have a unique solution, a single solution. All right. A no solution situation happens when you have an invalid statement. So for example, I do all of my work and it comes down to 2 does not equal 3. This is an invalid statement. So therefore you have no solution. Last type of solution is infinite solution, okay? Infinite solution means that the constant equals itself. It's called an identity. Okay, and what this means is that any number is a solution. That means x can equal anything. So when we're classifying, we have unique, no solution, and infinite solution. Yes, cool. All right, so we're gonna go through the problems together. Basically, I'm gonna ask you what's the step I follow. Hint, they're written on your paper and on the board. So hopefully full class participation, right? And so here we go. I'm gonna draw my line just for separation. What is the first thing I need to do? Combine like terms. Step 1 says to combine like terms. So I have 2m and 5m, which makes 7m. I'm gonna bring down the 4. I have 13 and negative 4, and that makes 9. 9. All right, step 1 is done. What does step 2 tell me to do? Move the variables to the left side. So I'm moving the variables to the left side. So what variable needs to be moved? Negative 6. What is the inverse operation of subtracting 6? Addition. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Boom, bam. Now I'm going to simplify, and I'm left with 13m minus 4 equals 9. Done. What's step 4 tell me to do? To get the variable term alone, right? So does this not look like our do now problem basically now? So we are now basically back down to a 2-stepper. So in order to get this by itself, what do I need to do? I'm going to add 4. And then I'm going to simplify, and I'm left with 13m equals 13. Boom. Then what's left? Then I divide. So I'm going to divide by 13. My variable is isolated. So what does M equal? 1. And so we have a unique solution. Boom. How do we feel? Good. Roland? Questions, comments, or concerns? We're good? All right, we're going to keep going. All right, next. Okay. What do I do here? Distribute. And what does distribute mean? Perfect. We multiply the outside value within the parenthesis, right? I like to call this the Oprah property, but you guys probably won't get it because you're young. But back in the day, Oprah used to give everyone who came to her show a prize. So you get a 3, you get a 3, we all get 3s, okay? You get a -2, you get a -2, we all get -2s. All right, so I'm gonna multiply. 3 times 4x is 12x. Please make sure you bring down your variable. That is one of the biggest mistakes I see people do is drop the variable and then combine. I'm like, oh, okay. 3 times -2 is -6. -2 times -6x is a negative times a negative is a 12x. And then -6 times +3 is -6. Okay. Then done. Now get the variable terms to the left side. So I need to move my variable. So I'm going to subtract 12x. And then I'm going to simplify. And I'm left with -6 equals -6. What does this mean? Perfect. It is infinite solution. Reason being is that I have a identity right here. Something equal to itself, right? So therefore my answer is infinite. That is not how you spell infinite. I know. I could draw the infinity symbol. All right. I'll be a big girl and write it out. Infinite solutions. What that means is X can be anything. And this will always be a true statement. Okay. How do you feel about an identity in infinite solution situation? All right. Flip it on over. Okay. I'm going to pause and I'm going to give you about 2-ish minutes for you guys to work in your groups and solve. And then we'll come back and go over. Okay, so let's run through this. So the first thing you should have did was distribute your 3 and your -3. Do. And that gives you 15x minus 6 equals -3x minus 18. Okay. Second thing you should have done was move your terms with the variable to the right side or to the left side, whichever you want to do it. So I'm going to add 3x. And I'm going to simplify. And that leaves me with 18x minus 6 equals -18. All right. And then I simplify. And then I'm going to move my constant. And my constant is -6. In order to move, I got to add 6 to both sides. If you owe me $18 and you pay me 6, how much do you still owe me? 12. You still owe me 12 bucks. I want my money. And then my final step is to divide. Notice how it says reduce the fraction. So we have x equals -12 divided by 18. How can I reduce 12 and 18? 2 over 3. And how did you get there?
I don't know.
You divided both by 6. So what is -12 divided by 6? And 18 divided by 6 is 3. There is your... Oh, All right, how do we feel? Yes? Awesome. Okay. All right, next, 4. So there's a multitude of types of problems you can have, right? Because there's infinite amount of numbers, infinite ways of setting them up with multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So here's another example. This time, I'm going to draw my line. It says to distribute 4. So I'm going to distribute, and I'm left with 2n plus 4n minus 8 equals 8 plus 6n. Okay. I'm going to combine like terms. So combining like terms. So I have 2n and I have 4n. Oh, my pen doing weird things. Oh, pen went crazy. So fun. There we go. 2n and 4n make 6n. I'm going to bring down my remaining terms. All right. I want to get my variables to the left. So in order to get my variables to the left, I'm going to subtract 6n. What do you notice happens when I subtract 6n? It cancels out. My variables are gone. I'm left with -8 equals +8. Is that a true statement? No, that is invalid. And if I end up with the invalid situation, what does that mean? No solution. So it's a no solution. Yes. Awesome sauce. Okay. So you have your classwork. On your classwork, the odds, I'm going to tell you. The classwork, your odds are additional practice. Your evens are what's your homework, okay? So the evens are your homework. This is your first homework assignment. Evens are your homework. Okay, that's 5 problems, guys. 5 problems. You'll survive. It's 5 problems. All right, but work on the classwork and the exit ticket, which is at the bottom of your notes.